And there you go. There you go. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, can you hear me? Can you see me? There you go. Hello, 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 hello. Hello. Hello, can you hear me? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Liking something before it has started is the definition of a cult. Then I've won. That's good news for me. Thank you for liking it. Thank you for liking it. It means that the people who watch this show generally like this show. Whatever. It's not even a show. It's not even a show. Thank you very much, Joodles. Andrew Rubin. I turned the stream off. Can you hear me? Yes, you can. Yes, what? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I'm wearing a brand new t-shirt. Hello, everybody. Let's get settled in. Top chat. Let me change the chat part of this thing to this. Let me change the this to this. Same thing. To this. Lewis always wins. And the new winner takes it all. Okay. And the winner takes it all. Hello, Living for Today. Hello, all. Hello, all. We've been on a run of kind of good show. I don't know if they're good. These streams are good. I don't know if they're good, but it's good for me. It's good that it's been good. They have not been. They've been interesting. They have been interesting. We're doing it. I'm in studio. I'm in the main studio here at the Lewis Schaffer World Entertainment Network Studios here in Nunhead. Andrew Rubin is here, and Carrie B. Yes. Carrie B. is here. Thank you very much. We've all won. We've all won. I hope we've won. Dearie me, fourth like for this show. Let the people like the show. It's no big deal. I need you to like the show. But it's not even a show. Is it a show or is it a stream? I don't even know what it is. Thank you for asking. Thank you for asking. I'm wearing my new t-shirt that it seems a bit big. Maybe it's a bit big. Maybe I'm shrinking. It's a brand new t-shirt that I found today in the park, in Peckham Rye Park. And it says, can you read what it says? It says green line crankshaft 401. I think it's a crankshaft for an engine. It's in cubic inches, which is how I measure myself down there in the cubic inches. So this is my new shirt. I don't know if it's worth anything. I Googled it. I couldn't find anything. Anybody can find anything. Can you see what's on the back? I don't know what you can see. Can you see what's on the back? I just like it that I found it and it was free. That's all that I care about. That I found it. I found today. I was out walking again. I've walked a lot today because I've bought a loaf of bread, £2.95 at the Turkish shop on the other side of the park, and I bought it and I ate it, and I had like 5 pieces of bread today. I've had about 200 grams. I'm a bad person. How many cubic inches are you down there? I am, well, you do the math yourself. I'm 10 inches long by 4 inches wide. And then it's round. Then you got to multiply it by the radius. So is that 4 inches? Maybe 5. Let's say 5. Let's just to be safe. So it's 10. And that's flaccid. That's not when I'm hard. So when I'm hard, it's even larger. Let's measure it now. Should we measure it now? We'll measure. You were kidding, right? You were kidding. I'm not convinced that's the best measurement. It is. It's the measurement that the ladies like. Lewis Schaffer is a lady's favorite. Yes, I'm old. But I'm not going to hurt you. That's the good thing about being old. It's like I'm just, you take these young guys, the Jedster, he's young. He's gonna keep you up at night. I'm not gonna keep you up at night. I'm gonna be sensitive and caring and sensitive and caring. I'm not gonna measure it. You want me to measure it? Is that what you're saying, Joodles? Arnold Lane of Peckham Rye Park. Who is Arnold Lane? Now I got to look that up. Is that a somebody? Is Arnold Lane a somebody? Who is Arnold Lane? Always with some interesting Arnold Lane. Arnold Lane. Oh, it's the Pink Floyd. That's the song. It's a song by the English. I knew that. Of course I knew that. How do you not know about that? Of course I knew. I mean, I did know kind of. I did remember it was Arnold Lane, but I thought maybe it was an actual person. Let's go to here. I'm on my desktop computer. 10 inches of PISS, says Andrew Rubin. Did you actually find that shirt, Lewis? People really leave shirts or what? They leave it. And you know what? It smells clean. I mean, I didn't have time to wash it. I just decided, well, it doesn't smell totally clean, but it's clean enough. It doesn't need to be super clean. Let's go here to window capture. Window capture. Let's go here to window capture, and there it is. Can everybody see this? I'm doing this for you. I'm sacrificing the Lewis Schaffer community. No, myself and the show. It says there's a song. It's based on a true story. What is the song based on? It's the first single. It's the first single. What is the Arnold Lane story? He was well known in Cambridge and is often used. Could somebody explain this to me? There's a lot of words here. My reading is not as good as it used to be. My reading is not as good to be. What did they say about, maybe Lucy can explain it to me. Can you explain it, Lucy, what it means? Don't overload the laptop, Lewis. Yes. I mean, I've fixed it. I've redone it. We reprogrammed it. It kind of works okay. It's not quite like the other one where you turn it on and I had to turn it on quite a few times in order to get it to this screen. Hold on, let me get back on track here. There we go. There we go. Hello, Birdseye. Welcome back. Birdseye. What about Arnold Lane? Lucy, can you please explain Arnold Lane to me? There are loads of abandoned clothes in our town. The stoners and crackheads leave them lying around. The stuff is so badly soiled you don't want to touch it. Well, you got to touch stuff. I touch stuff. I pick it up. I actually have I was given a gift of a rubbish picker up, which I go out walking down the street with a rubbish picker up. So I pick it up with a rubbish. I put it in a plastic bag. So it's in a plastic bag. When I get out here, I put it in the washing machine and I wash my hands. I mean, this is a dirty world, everybody. We're dirty. We're not, but you know what? We're not going to die. We're not going to die. Don't worry. Any jizz stains this time? Not from me this time. No, wait. No, I did wash it. I put it in the washing machine. I mean, these shirts cost 20 pounds. Let's see if we can find out how much the shirt actually would cost to make. It's called green something. It's called crankshaft. Shaft 401 XR 401 dash XR XR. What are some other things that's important to remember? Master crank shaft. Can you see this? Let's watch my typing. Window capture. There we go. Let's see if we can watch my window capture here. Here we go. Not that. There we go. Not that. Not that. Oh, maybe it's this. Let me just see how this is going. Crank shaft. Yes, that's right. Whoops. A-N-K. Crankle shaft. Let's see if this comes out. Shirt. Do you see how? Can you see this? It's probably too small for you to see. Is it too small for you to see? Let's go to shopping. Let's look for a red shirt, which is similar to this. I don't see anything that's similar to this. Can you see it? No. 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 Lots of shirts. No. 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 No, I don't have it here. Let's go back a step and we'll go to images. How about images? Remember, this is a red shirt. This is a much fewer shirt. Engine crankshaft. Maybe it's green. What is this? What does this thing say here? Does it say green? Green line. Green. Whoops. That wrote that backwards. Why is that backwards? Green line. And then we're going to do this. We're going to do this. These are green. They're green. No, this is not the right shirt. All right, so this is the best we can do. Let's get back on track. Hello, hello, everybody. You need a buzz cut on that hair, Lewis. Just saying, you could make even more attractive to the young ladies on here. All right, is that true? If the young ladies ask for it. Master Crankshack was a famous rapper from the early 1980s. Okay, I did not know. Let's go back and check that out. Let's go back and check that out. Is that true? Master, M-A-S, master. Images shopping. Well, I don't know. Master Crank. I don't think he was that major. Was he major? Motor. I don't see anybody who's a master. Who's a master? It's a red shirt. More results. Do you think it'll have some value? This doesn't look like the 1980s. That's over 40 years ago. That's a really old shirt, Lucy. But maybe it's true. Maybe it's true. Have you never seen Green Wing? Sue's dead box, says Joodles. I don't know. Lewis's wardrobe now doubles as a lost and found. Yeah, if someone calls me up and says, that's my shirt, I say, well, tough. You left it in the park. I found a few shirts. I wore a jumper today. I'm finding stuff in the park. I don't know. Either you've lost Forstein. Hold on a second. Stand up. Someone can take a photo and Google it. All right. You want to take a photo and Google it? Is it better if I just go to the back? How about the back? How about like that? Can you see that? Well, maybe I'll just take a picture of it and I'll put it on Vinted or something. That Claire loves the Vinted. Love Green Wing. What is Green Wing, Carrie B? I don't know about that. Bird's Eye came back. Really, really good. Really good. Isn't it amazing, Carrie B? I never found anything as good since, says Joodles. Either you've lost 4 stone in a few days or that shirt is too big, Lewis. Well, I found it today. Maybe it's a large shirt. I don't know if it's a large shirt. I have lost about 5 kilograms. Can you see? I don't know if you can see. I've lost 5 kilograms. And my blood pressure, and my blood sugar levels, if I can find it, is 4.4. Do you know anything about that, anybody? You want to say, wow, that's great, Lewis. What is 4.4? The way you figure it out, if you want to know what the American ruling is, it's 4.4 times times 18. So we're going to find out what that is. Hold on a second. Don't move. Don't move. 4.4. 4.4 times 18 is 79.2. Oh, my God. You should start a resale clothes site called Street Found Clothes for Bums from Bums, says Vatanai. Yeah. I mean, there's a certain pride in saying, I found this in the park, covered in mud by the side of the, right in the middle of a mud thing. Olivia Colman is in it, says Carrie B. I don't know what that is all about. I mean, I should try to sell the stuff and see if I can get any money from it. I mean, this is making me rich, this site. But you always need more money. I mean, I don't care how many millions I make from this. I've only made £795,000 from so far. But even if when I'm anticipating making £20 million this year, sell the knickers you find, Lewis. They'll go for a lot. Yeah, well, yes, the knickers, yes. No, I would never sell the knickers. They're too valuable. What, am I going to sell the knickers? They go in my collection of stolen objects. What do you think? Anybody's going to give me a pair? No, you got to steal. You've got to steal the knickers. Anyway, so my blood sugar level is 4.4. What is your blood sugar level? That's amazing. Can you see what that says? 79.2. That's the American version. That's so good. It's about a hospital, McCuff 80. Judel says it's an absolutely effing mental, screamingly funny, cringe, incest, absolute absurdity. Oh, it sounds like a fun thing. I've been watching bits and pieces about something that's set in a hospital. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest because Lucy said that we should reevaluate Nurse Cratchit's role. And the truth is, didn't he steal a boat? Didn't, what's his name? Jack Nicholson steal a boat. He did. He stole a boat. He escaped from the hospital. He brought all those people around. Current blood glucose reading, 11.4, having to take a correction dose. How about this? Are you eating sugar? Are you fat? MC Scott, are you drinking? You got to stop those things and your blood sugar level will go down. I'm not on any pills. Stop being asphyxiated with kilos and weight. Asphyxiated, what does that mean? That means like you're out of breath. Just fluctuations are just piss and S. Just saying it isn't, it is not, it's not 5. I've lost 5 kilograms, maybe 4. And that's where I want to be. And because of that, look at this. How can you deny that? 79.2 is my American reading, 4.4 blood glucose level. How could you deny it? And this makes you healthy. Just remember while you're watching it, McCuff, this is Jules talking to McCuff, that Sue White was never meant to be a character, but she was so funny, she backed one of the main ones, Michelle Gomez, gorgeous. Am I going to have to see that? I brought my little pad in here, my notebook, and maybe I'll write it down. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll write down about this. What is the show called again? Peter Hitchings, who I am a huge fan of. Why are we mentioning him? Because he's great. He's a very grumpy guy. His brother died. That's like really sad. 11.4 is diabetic. MC Scott, diabetic. I was 5.9, which is borderline diabetic. And now I'm 4.4. Okay, Green Wing. What is Green Wing about? What is that about? Let me get a pen, if I can find a pen. Green Wing. I'm writing it down. Can you see it? I'm writing it down. Green Wing. Green Wing. To write it down and then never to look at this again. Thank you, Joodles. I like when Joodles talks to me. Vatanai asked a question. Olivia Colman has left-wing face. This was said about her when she was playing the Queen. I can't keep track of this. I don't know if it was him. It seems too flippant for him. I don't know. I'm missing what we're discussing, but we are discussing something important. We'll get back on track. We had a nice chat today, did we not? We had a good chat today, and we'll have a good chat tomorrow. We had a good chat the day after. It's now, these are good chats. I don't know if it was him. It seems too flippant. This is what Fontenay says. What happened there? Did I miss something? You've written it down about 5 times over the last 5 months, Lewis, says Judels. Watch it this time. It's so funny and cringe and god-awfully and brilliant. Okay, let's just see. Let's just go here. Let's just go here. Okay. Tell me if you can see this. Green. Whoops. Control A. Green. Wang? No, it's the Chinese version. Green Wing. Oh, look at this. It's the funniest moments from Green Wing. It's officially 20 years old. I never heard of it. Oh, it's got what's his name in it. He was famous. It was famous. Was he famous? Or maybe it's somebody else. Program creator Victoria Pyle. The Green Wing is a... Do you want to read this too? I'll let you in on the world of Lewis Schaffer. You can read this if you want to read this. Okay, I think this is it. Yeah, can you see this? Can you see this? And that's not what I wanted to look at. I wanted to look at this. Let's get back on track here. Whoops, I don't want that. It's a British sitcom, East Hampton Hospital. It was created by the same team behind Smack the Pony. It's got Stephen Mangan as Dr. Ghulam Sekretan. Mark Heap, I don't know him. Sally Breton, I don't know her. Julian Reintuntut, I don't know him. And Tamsin Greig. They were in that other show. What show were they in? They were also in a brilliant show that only ran a few episodes. It's about their convoluted personal lives. It was done from 2006, 2007. Why was Green Wing canceled? Because these programs are always canceled. Not on technicality canceled, but it's concluded. They just do 2 years. They give it to somebody else. Concluded naturally. It's just such a lie. They just want to give out more and more of these things so that the managing director, whatever the person is, the managing consultant, the commissioning editor, that's what it's called, can think, look at how important I am. I'm giving this thing out. It's Channel 4. Be thankful the NHS isn't like this. Okay. A lot of 5 people like it. Most people like it. Most people give it a 4 or 5. I've watched the series twice, and it's beyond brilliant. Okay, there you go. It won't be everybody's cup of tea, but if you're a fan of oddball and unconventional comedy, and absolutely perfect timing. Whatever happened to Tamsin Greig? Whatever happened to her? I'm going to Google what happened to her. Are you ready for this? Tamsin Grei Greig. Let's see what happened to her. I thought she was so pretty. I mean, yeah, she's very, very pretty. Perfect for Lewis Schaffer. She's a British actress. She's 59 years old. Perfect for Lewis Schaffer. Perfect age. She's from Maidstone. She's married to Richard Leaf. They've got 3 children, 1, 2, Jacob and Nathaniel, Zechariah Leaf, and their parents are Anne Greig and Eric Greig. Is it Eric Greig, the musician? Let's see if it's Eric Greig, the musician. No, he is. I don't know who he is. Let's just see who. Eric Greig. No, this is an Eric Greig from another place. It looks like she's got money. They've got some money. I don't even know what they did. Eric is a partner of Cooley, a global law firm. This can't be the dad. He looks too young to be the dad. But that's very interesting. That's very interesting. Okay. It's very, very interesting. Let's get back on full screen. These are shows that you like. You like to watch the shows. Tamsin is in Riot Women. Tamsin was in Black Books after that. Green Wing was the making of so many actors, says Judels. Judels is very knowledgeable. She's very, very knowledgeable. Caribbean, I love it. Was that the one with the PDF, one that caused an uproar? Chris Morris. DD Plectrum. Hey, DD is asking Caribbean a question. I don't know. I don't know what they're talking about, but it's quite good. Is Leanne here? Leanne came in. Hello, beautiful Leanne. Hello, beautiful Leanne. I mean, it's just so nice. All these girls that I flirt with, Caribbean and Judels and Leanne. It's all flirt city for Lewis Schaffer, wearing my new red shirt. I'm sorry, guys. I've got an advantage over you. Master Crankshack. I'm going to write that down. Is it really a somebody, or did you make that up? I wouldn't put it past her, Crank Shaft, to make something like that up. Your name reminds me of the music group Caribou 61. I love it, says DD Plectum. That was the one with the, Lewis. Some commentator or critic said that Olivia Colman, who I worked with, she played Queen Elizabeth, did she not? She played Queen Elizabeth on The Crown, and I was right next to her, right next to the Queen. They didn't know that I was anti-royalist. Some could not play the Queen because she has a left-wing face. That's all. Coleman was mentioned by someone earlier. Is she left-wing? Well, you got to be left-wing to be in Britain today. These are shows. They put out these shows, 6 episodes this year, 6 episodes next year. Meanwhile, you're waiting for it. I ran the only way I knew how, says Lucy Van Pelt, by placing one leg in front of the other in quick succession. I guess Lucy was asked a question about how she runs. How she runs. Why is that interesting? How she runs. But, so that's this. So, I went out walking. I've walked today about 13,000 steps. Because I ate too much. I had 5 slices of bread. And let's say that's 200 grams of bread. And every time you have 100 grams, you got to add 200 or 300 or 400 grams of water to attach it to you and makes you fat. I know you're saying, oh, it's just water, it's just water. But it isn't just water. 15,000 steps today. That's why I'm looking so good. I mean, maybe I'll have some plastic surgery. Or do you like this thing here? This is unprecedented. This thing. Can you see that here? Can you see that? It's unusual. Oh yeah, Olivia Colman is the champion of sterilizing children now. Wow, that's horrible. That's horrible to know that. Let's see if that's true. But can I see if that's true, Judels? Olivia. It's because there are so many. Because it's very hard for women to break the chains of groupthink. And so when you see a woman who breaks the chains of groupthink, you know she's a major person. So a round of applause for those women who are breaking the chains of groupthink. I'm not saying that all women do this, but it's not quite as easy as men. Okay, Olivia Colman, trans. is not a trans woman, but she's a vocal supporter of transgender rights. She has publicly condemned violence against trans women in an open letter and is set to star an upcoming film, Jimpa, which features a trans, not binary teenager as a main character. Oh, there you go. Thank you for this, Joodles. She's basking in queer love. Let's find out more about her. Let's find out what her Wikipedia says. Is she married? Is she a lesbian? Does she have children? I'm going to say she's never been married. I'm going to say this. She's got 3 children. She has 3 children. Are any of her children trans? And a chartered surveyor. She's privately educated. Gresham School in Holt, Norfolk. First role. Was the subject local in the career? Does it say whether she has any children? I'm sorry for thinking that. I'm thinking bad thoughts. Personal life. Here's the personal life. She was living in Peckham. Maybe I even met her. She moved from Peckham. She probably lived near me. Olivia Colman. I never saw her, but lots of directing people moved into Peckham, and up and coming places you could buy a house before they tore it all down. She was opposed Scottish independence. Described herself as a lefty monarchist. I guess she has to say something. She says she is open pledge with film workers for Palestine, pledging not to work with Israeli film institutions. Oh my God, I thought, this is the thing. Thank you, Joodles, for this information. Do you see that? She wants to work. I think is it a genocide? I think the Israelis killed 5 or 7 million people in Gaza, including 3 million children in Gaza. So, I don't think is that a genocide? I'm not sure that's a genocide. But maybe it is. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Okay, you didn't see it. A privileged woman throwing other women under the bus, tale as old as time. Well, this is what they believe. They don't believe in having us have children. They believe in killing our children. They don't like white people, and they hate Jews. So if you hate Jews, you don't want to be. I lived in Israel as a teen. Thank you, Carrie B. Thank you very much. She's a virtue signaling handmaiden, Lewis, clapping like a seal for men dressed and encouraging young girls to chop their breasts off. Horrific. I don't want to know about that. I think it's just so. I think the whole trans. I'm on your side, Joodles. I'm against trans totally. I'm against it. That was Garth Marenghi, Lewis. I know Garth Marenghi. I met Garth Marenghi. I worked with Garth Marenghi. What about Garth Marenghi? Yeah, you know what? It's like, she's in favor of Palestine. The Jews in Israel have killed 9 million Gazans. Did you know that? 9 million Gazans, and that includes 11 million children. And when I say children, I mean babies, little babies. Babies. 11 million babies. So that's what she's fighting against. And maybe she's right. Maybe I should just agree with her, whatever. A privileged woman, says Lucy. That's what she sounds like. Her father's a chartered surveyor, whatever. Handmaid's Tale. I didn't see Handmaid's Tale, but what is Handmaid's Tale is basically saying that men want women who just play by their rules. And I don't think that that's exactly true. Do you think it's true, Joodles? That's what's so shocking. The 12 million children who were killed. 12,500,000 children killed in Israel by the Jews. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean the Jews. I meant the Israelis. We don't like to call them Jews. None of us ever wanted to know about trans Lewis, but some of us were shoved right into the fight. Yes, that's true. Well, that's not good enough. That's not good enough. That's not good enough. I mean, you gotta say. I mean, no one's thrown into the fight. You're not thrown into the fight. You knew exactly what you were doing, Joodles. We're not thrown into the fight. I'm taking my socks off. My feet these are very tight socks, and I want my feet to rest. Garth Marenghi is played by Matthew Holness. Oh, I'm not that good of friends with the guy. I haven't seen him in many, many years. He won an award at the Edinburgh Festival. Gender and sex used to mean the same thing on forums until the 1960s, when they used gender to mean social ideology instead. This is what MJ Tigerfang says. Yes, that's right. As in a same-sex couple, one fulfilling the masculine role. That's true. So you could have a million sex genders. Can't we not have a million sex genders? You know, I mean, you could say I'm pretending to be Lewis Schaffer. That's a very weird sex gender. You know, I would say that that's weird to pretend you're me. They don't so much hate Jews as they are white saviors. It's a way for the white elites and middle class drivers to set themselves apart from white plebs. No, they hate Jews. Let's be honest. They do hate the Jews, because if they didn't hate the Jews, they wouldn't be going along with this. But you are right about that. The poor Palestinians, the poor 13 million Palestinian babies who've been killed by the Israelis. So you are right about that. That's why they want to fight for those people, because they're on the same team of victims. It's all victim ideology, Lucy. Is that what you mean? Am I expressing that correctly? Have you seen Agenda on YouTube? I started, Mr. Cuff. I have not seen that. Agenda. You knew exactly what they were doing, trying to make sure women had their own toilet. Yeah, you knew it would make people angry. You could have said, you know what? I'm not going to get into this fight. You could have done it. Yes, you did know. And you were brave to stand up for those women. So don't say you're not a hero. Don't say you were thrown into it. You knew what you were doing, so be proud of it. Do not bait me tonight, Lewis. Do not bait me tonight. That's what Joodles is saying to me. I'm not. I'm saying you're a hero. You're a hero. You said something to somebody that you knew would get you in trouble. And you knew those people. You've been in this country, you know. You can't be transgender by that definition. It's a role, male or female, aka both. So not changing to be a singular. I agree with you, and I think I understand what you're saying. You can't be transgender. You could be trans sex. That's what you're saying. You're saying, I am a female now. You can't say I'm going to be acting like a female now. Well, you could do that. Maybe I'm acting like a female at times. I'm a bit of a coward. Not a coward. But I agree with that, MJ Tigerfang. I'm agreeing with you. Why doesn't MJ Tigerfang appear on my side chat? I don't know. I've got live chat here. I'm going to press top chat. I'm going to go back to live chat on the bottom. Okay. There's MJ. I see MJ Tigerfang. I'm going to go to YouTube here, night streaming. I'm going to press the refresh button. And that's what I like to do. I like to press the refresh button. It makes me feel refreshed. We've got 24 people watching. And how many people 22 people have liked this thing. That's really quite good. That's really good. Let me just get rid of these extra things. Maybe this is not necessary. But, yeah, so that's good. I'm finding the hyperbole amusing, Lewis. What hyperbole? What hyperbole? Are you supporting the genocide of Palestinians because 15 million Palestinian babies have been killed? 15 million. How dare you? I know you're just kidding about that. No one could deny that. Millions from such a small populations of Gazans. Surely not those poor people. Must have been breeding like rabbits. No, they've been lying about the census all those years. 17 million babies have been killed. They're babies. They're babies. Anyway, I wanted that earlier about a participant during an earlier show. What were you worried about, MC Scott? You've got to lower your blood sugar. The way you lower your blood sugar is you stop eating sugar. That's the first thing you can do. Second step you can do is stop being FAT. Third thing you can do is stop the toxic seed oils. I don't think that helps, but it might. The only genocide that ever resulted in a 2% population increase. If that, probably more than that. People are still having children. And the people, you know what I mean? And if you didn't want to be killed, why would you start a war? Why would you kill 1,200 young people and old people? Why would you kidnap all those people if you didn't want to be killed? That's what I'm asking. I don't, you feel bad for them a little bit, but, let them come here and kill us. Don't kill Israelis. Kill us on a train. Are the Palestinians that horny that they keep making babies? Yes, because they're rewarded for making babies. They probably have benefits for having babies. They get a lot of money, those people. And not all of it is stolen by the Palestinians. Some of it is actually given away. I mean, am I wrong? Maybe I'm wrong. 17 million babies have been killed. 17 million Gazan babies have been killed. So it's not always possible to see who has posted messages on the transparent chat box next to your head. The message is white is okay, but the colored names don't clearly show. You know what I should do? Maybe I could change this. Is this the box? I'm going to see if I can change this. If I can change the color. Text color. Background color. I don't know. Maybe I could change. I'm afraid to change it. Maybe make the box larger. How about this? I'm going to make the box larger. Close. Is it there? To be fair, Lewis, the people didn't start the war. The people in Northern Ireland didn't start our war. It was a load of terrorist gobshites that ruined our entire childhoods. Well, I don't know about that. I believe in collective responsibility. I believe you got to take responsibility for the bad stuff that happens. I don't want to get into an argument with you, Joodles, because to be quite honest with you, you properly scare me. Is this easier to read? You really scare me. I mean, those gobshites, they did they start a war? This is your question. I mean, most of the people voted for Hamas. The Nazis, the Germans, let the Nazis do what they did. Maybe they should have been stronger. If you don't like what's going on in Israel, I take responsibility for what's going on in Israel. I can't say I don't like what Israel is doing, but, that has nothing to do with me. It has something to do with me. Which in turn, IDF soldiers are more at risk. Are we talking about responsibility? So Northern Irish people should take collective responsibility for some fuckers with guns and bombs. Are you insane? I believe in collective responsibility. Let's look up what Alan Watts said about collective responsibility. Do you know Alan Watts? Anybody know Alan Watts? I believe in collective responsibility. And here's where I'm going to lose you as an audience. Alan Watts. Collective responsibility. You can't say, I'm a Jew and Einstein was a Jew, but But Harvey Weinstein, I don't take responsibility for him. But Einstein, I take responsibility. You have to take for the whole thing. For the whole thing. Unpacking the paradox of identity and responsibility. I don't know. This is the right place to look. Well, we could look at this later. Well, what do you say, Junels? Argue with me. Lewis, no way I'm taking responsibility for our government. Well, you have to. You have to. You can say I voted against it, but that's our government. This is the system you have. You were okay with the government, in the past when they did what you wanted them to do, but this is our government. You have to take responsibility. Ask labor voters to take responsibility. Yes, they have to take more responsibility, but they should take responsibility. For humanity or our individual is the bottom line on anything. It's very easy to sleep at night, to say, I'm German, but I had nothing to do with World War II. It's very easy to sleep at night and say, I'm Jewish, but I had nothing to do with what's going on in Gaza, the destruction of Gaza, right? It's my fault. The dickheads that voted labor, says McCuff, should take some responsibility. But I'm not responsible for them being there and the S show that they've created. You are a bit responsible. You could have done more. We all could have done more. I'm actually howling, Scotty. I've never been okay with governments. Well, that's too bad. We live in a country with governments. Can you read the stream up there? This is what I believe in. I believe in responsibility. I believe, we don't like it, but if you want to call yourself English, if the English people have a government that allows the horrible Labor Party to thrive, at least for one more term. Yes, and Labor Party members should take responsibility too. But even if you're against it, you could have done more. You could have done differently. And the fact is, we live in England, in Wales, Northern Ireland. We are Vikings. We're Normans. We're Celtish. We are Angles and Saxons. And this is the country that we live in. Women that are emulatable by troon men. There are lots of troon women. What is a troon man? Aren't there troon? Isn't Olivia Colman a woman? She's got 2-3 children, and she's evil too. You know what I mean? So what does that mean? What is that emulatable? What do you mean by that? I don't understand. Individually, no. But as a human who could have done something, it could be both. I'm not behind our scope like before we were born. We claim to be British. We claim to be English. Maybe we live in an area of England, of Britain, but we are not British. We are Irish, let's say. But we have to take responsibility for the world as it is. Some women have to restitch their vaginas because you can get killed if you have sex before marriage. What are we talking about? It's not English government, Lewis. England don't have one. Well, I've been saying all of this, but I'm saying we live in England. How the F does anyone take responsibility for it when we each have one vote, Lewis? Well, we have one vote, but we also have the ability. I'm not saying you, Jules, can change the whole situation. You can't, but you are somewhat responsible. Like I said before, like this was why you got so angry at me before, because bad things happen and you have to take some responsibility for it. If I want to call myself a Jew, which I'm proud to be a Jew, some of the greatest people in the world are Jews, but Meyer Lansky was a Jew. Jeffrey Epstein was a Jew, because he's dead. Harvey Weinstein is a Jew. There are some horrible, horrible Jews. and they're Jews. I have to say, well, it's like they always talk about black people, whatever. You gotta, if you want to say I am black, all the great things that black people in America have done, but they've also done some horrible things. And the same thing with the Jews. The Jews have done horrible, horrible stuff, but they've also done some great stuff. The English have done some really bad stuff. The British have done some really bad stuff, if there's such a thing as a British people. They've done bad stuff, but they've also done some great stuff. You can't say, I only take credit for the great things. I love the Germans. It's like the Germans, the light is not that great here. You can't say, I'm German, I love Beethoven, and but I don't like Hitler. Sorry, I'm not going to mention that guy's name. I don't like the mustache man. In the past, we had governments, but largely believed in looking after its people. Bit by bit, we now have a few governments who serve other masters. Shall we take to the streets? If you don't, you have to take even more responsibility for the situation that they did. Basically, Del Boy Trotter, I was watching 1984 recently and realized when Winston was detained for hate speech thought crimes that his rights seemed to be no different than that to his freedoms on, what does that mean? On the outside, except he now no longer had to work. We have created this reality. I'm going to have to read that book. As we have prisoners who are now boasting about how happy they are in prison. If you don't feel free on the outside, then why fear the inside prison? Yeah, well, that's a different point you're making, but it's an interesting point. Andrew Rubin comes in and says this. But first of all, MJ Tiger Fang says, but we can't be responsible for things before our time. I meant because we had no control on it to do anything. That's merely what I meant. Yeah, but you can say, I'm English. Look at all the great things that the English people did. Look at all the amazing English people. Who even remembers those names? The scientists, the writers, the Shakespeares, the whatever. Yes. If you say I'm English, I'm proud to be English. You got to be proud to be with those horrible people. If you're going to be proud, there is a good and bad in all peoples, even Muslims. Exactly. If you want to say, I'm proud to be a Muslim, well, you got to say, are you proud of the people who blew up the World Trade Center? And they might be proud of that. Are you proud of the fact that no books are translated into Arabic compared to Danish? You got to be proud of that. And that's the same thing. I'm a Jew. I know people hate Jews. They hate the Jews. But there are also great things about the Jews. You got to take responsibility. How is that too complicated to understand? What about the text size? Is this box too big? Is it too big on the screen? What do you think? Is it too big on the screen? Is that what you're asking, Joodles? When did this morph into a Python sketch? How is this a Python sketch? Vantanai, how? Please don't ask him to press another button. What did I do wrong? I'll make this a bit smaller. I'll make this smaller. Okay, I made it smaller. I hope it's going to come out okay. I think, 19 million Gazan babies have been killed. That's not the point that I'm making. Eyes are half closing, peeps. Don't close. Stay with me. Hold my hand. I'll hold your hand. I was hoping it would pass him by. What would pass me by? I think is that a Beatles song? Isn't that a Ringo song? Don't pass me by. Yes, Lewis. It's too big. Yes. Is this the right size on the screen? We condemn the wrongs of them and praise the good of others who did good. That's where we separate ourselves from the bad and attach ourselves with the good. No, you say to yourself, The thing about the English people is they've done a lot of good in the world. They've done more good in the world than bad. So I support the English. I don't support all the things the English people did, but maybe they had a reason for doing what they did. No, it's not the right size, Lewis. It's enormous. Is it really still enormous? Is it still enormous? Okay, Judel says, so I'll make it smaller. I'll make it a teeny bit smaller. I made it 10% smaller. Okay, let's see if that works. Let's see if that works. It's checking. Is it better, M. Scott? Is that better than that? I'm trying to get the name. It says, I can read that barely. Andrew Rubin. Maybe I could change that. See if I can get that to change on top. Background color. Text color. Show moderate badges. Show bits badges. Hide delay. Chat delay. Show messages. Boxed. Old school. You want to see this? How does this look? How does this look? Can you see that? Does that look all right? Obviously, you can't be held accountable for something that happened before you were alive, but you have to take the rough with the smooth. Exactly. You want to call yourself English. Is that a bit too big? Is that hard to read? Is that hard? We have proper drop the ball with our country. Not us, but we. Yes, we've dropped the ball. We've dropped the ball. You know, we dropped the ball. Maybe what they should have done in Northern Ireland was not allowed the Northern Irish people, not allowed Catholics into the country, into Northern Ireland. Nothing against the Catholics, but, you know, there's a lot of animosity still. You think they could have lived in peace? Let me just change this. Old school. How about this? Chunky, you want to see what that looks like? Now it looks like a 1970s video game. Yeah, I've changed it. Who's shouting at you, Lucy? No one's shouting at Lucy. I hope I'm not shouting at Lucy. I hope I'm not shouting at Lucy. Anyway, what is going on with the tech? Call the producers. I'm trying to make it more readable, but it's not working. I'm not making it readable. I'm not making it readable. That's what it was. How about clean? How about this? Last one. Right in the box and tell me if you can see it. I'm changing it so you can read it. I'm not. Lucy's howling. Is that easier to read? I don't think it is easy. Is it easier to read? That's Pac-Man. No matter what we do. To be fair, Lewis, this is exactly what I needed tonight. Thank you, Judels. A diversion. That's what we needed, diversion. That's what we needed, diversion. I mean, the thing about the British is they let people live together. They divided the boundary lines, but they let the people live together. I gotta give myself more room. How about this? Can you see me? There you go. That's nice and big. Nice and big. Do you like this like this? Is Marianne here? Marianne is here. You got to take responsibility. New York, call yourself a New Yorker, and New Yorkers vote in Mondami. You got to say, my city voted in Mondami. I didn't vote for him, so he's not my mayor. It's like the king of England. He's your king, whether you like him or not. Verdana or Garamond. I like Verdana, but I don't know if I could change this. I don't know. It's not that easy to change this thing. I think that looks good. What do you think? I think it looks the best it can look right now. Do you agree with me? You should be able to see it better on the YouTube page. No, pull it back to where it was before you started fiddling about. Didn't you guys ask me to fiddle about? Fiddle about, fiddle about, fiddle about. You asked me to fiddle it about. I believe in, I'm going to say it again over and over again. I believe in personal responsibility. I believe if you're going to say, I love England, that you even like the bad stuff. Because every country has a lot of good stuff. You know what I mean? Every country has good stuff. But you got to take the good with the bad if you're going to have it. Yeah. Wicked Uncle Ernie. I think that was the only song that what's-his-name wrote. That the bass player wrote, whatever the bass player's name was. I can't remember any of this stuff. That's the key to being a comedian, is remembering stuff. Should I put it back to the way it was? Does it need to be put back to the way it was? It gets bigger when you fiddle with it, Lewis. Yes, it does. Yes. I mean, it does now. Thank God. Let's hope that continues. I just heard a very interesting thing by Charlie Munger, who was what's his name? Berkshire Hathaway. What's his name's best buddy? And he says life is bad for everybody. If they were debating if porno affects your brain, negativity on GB News, what do you think, Lewis? Are you pro or anti-porno? Well, that's a good question. What do you say, Alex? I'll tell you. Let me think about it a little bit. The fastest milkman in the West. Is that a dirty joke, Lucy? Mandami will be a disaster for New York City. Free everything, as in the tax base is shrinking and people are leaving. 1% of the population pays 40%, 40% of the taxes, and they can all leave. All those people have houses. They sell their house. But maybe other rich people will move in. It could be poor, and suddenly the city's broke, like Detroit. You don't want that to happen. I've lived in bad times in New York. You don't want that to happen. If all our messages appeared on the side chat, we wouldn't need the screen chat. Some messages only appear next to Lewis, but some of the names are too dark to see. Columbus, how do we get the thing? Yeah.
If the random person in the chat tells you it's too small, it's because they need to put on glasses. It's completely fine.
The producer says it's completely fine and you should put on glasses. You should put on glasses. I absolutely love you. Love you, bones of you. Love you, Joodles. Bones of you, Leanne. I don't understand that. Did it? Anyway, I think porno should be erased. This is what Alex says completely. But that is impossible with this generation. So you have to work with it with limits, I guess. Yes. I mean, I'm a libertarian. Let people watch what they want to watch. Keep the state out of everything. Keep the state out. Gerald Ford said drop dead last time the city was broke. Yeah. And then they had to institute all sorts of regulations, which were successful. Felix Royton, I remember that. I'm old enough to remember this stuff. You forget that, people. I'm just getting some water. Don't go anywhere. I'm getting some water. Yeah, I mean, yeah, drop dead. I think Donald Trump's going to say that. I can't look up at my telly until the Uber arrives. You're laughing. Where you going? Shanks is in the building. Very moving prayer early, Lewis, especially, dear Lord, smoke our enemies before they smoke us. Well, that's maybe a bit aggressive, but that's basically what we want somebody to do before they, we got to get whatever. But thank you very much, Shank. Tiger Fang says, well, a couple once a man tried to do it with his girlfriend's belly button. So maybe some porno is education. Well, a couple once, a man Can we rewrite that so I can read it again? Do you think it's wrong how the far left are now using Freddie Mercury, who left Zanzibar for England to escape the genocide of his people, as an example of how hashtag no human is what? Is what? Illegal. I personally find it insulting, as my maternal grandparents escaped Poland for the UK during the Holocaust. Exactly right. Well, he didn't come here. He was a Zoroastrian. He didn't come here to kill English people. He didn't come here to set up Sharia law. He did not come here to murder English, British, Welsh, Scottish, Irish people. I'm not sure we can justify porn simply because tried to shag his girlfriend in the stomach. Really. I mean, there may be a reason why they're letting porn come in, to prevent people from having, a raw experience. I mean, raw, I don't mean raw, but a raw experience, with people of the opposite sex, possibly. My favorite bit too, I thought it was smote. Smote. It could be, yes. Oh, sorry about that. That's right. I'm not as educated as I seem to be. Smote. Smote, like whatever that means. You smote. Let's look up that word. Smote. Olivia Colman is a woman, and she is in favor of castrating children. Okay, smote. Let's see what the word means. To smite, which means to strike someone forcibly. That's what it means, to smote. Smote or smite. I guess it's the past tense of smite. It's the past tense of that. It's the past tense of that. We have 32 people watching. That's a good number. That's a very good number. Let's see what Lucy says. She comes from Northern Ireland. Pornography is encouraging people to put it in much stranger places, to put it in stranger places. 34, says McCuff. Yes, where it doesn't belong. Yes, we see things that are amazing and wrong. Yes, wrong. I'm not saying I've wasted a lifetime on porn, but I've wasted maybe half a lifetime. You got to remember what you're up against. Men can find cartoon women and also a book like the Kama Sutra to be porn. Yes, we find stuff to be porn. I don't know if you know Cosmopolitan magazine. There was pictures of breast enlargement cream that was in the back pages of Cosmo magazine. It was amazing. That's all we had. That's all we had. I believe that Freddie Mercury is the exception, but not the rule. The average economic migrant who can't be identified should not be accepted on the off chance on what they might want to do next. All of a sudden, a man randomly stood up and said my sister is pregnant. Then people started cheering, and then the man said, I'm going to be a dad. And the shock faces. Okay, Alex. I can see how that could be interesting. I don't think porn has encouraged people to put it in stranger places like goats. Hey, let's ban guns. You invite the state to come into everybody's home and look for something this big. This big. It's like the size of a book. They're searching the home for that. That's not right. They say, let's ban drugs. And then the next thing you know, someone's got the smallest little thing. Let's open that up to see if there's any drugs. Let's see. Lewis single-handedly to getting into amputee porn. Was that true? I don't know if I debunked that. Are you making a joke, Joodles? Let's look for that. Amputee porn. Amputee porn. Let's see if that's here. Amputee. There you go. amputee porn. Legs. I can't type. I can't see the thing here. Amputee. Just stay with me, please. Off legs. Okay, well, we're checking here. I said smoke. I meant smoked. Not coming out. I don't know why it's not coming out. Maybe I'm being blocked here. Amputee. And please bear with me, please. Amputee porn. Legs cut off. Yeah, I have to change the thing here. I must have it blocked. I'm sorry, I must have it blocked. Well, are we supposed to deny people to learn stuff because they might do something stupid? Are we supposed to say, like, let's say a story going on here? You have not been here to regulate this discussion. This discussion has gotten out of hand. I've been really bad. I have not been good today. I want to apologize to all you people. Or maybe I've been amazing. I can't tell. I don't think you criminalize it or can ban it or magazines, but it should just be all deleted from the internet. How do you delete everything from the internet? Once it's on the internet, you can't delete stuff. Or even a magazine that, that's been smuggled in from France or something. I do think they need to ban OnlyFans and have normal dating sites, not so other people can't know each other, building so that other people building a solid relationship. So we're going to ban OnlyFans. I mean, maybe you're right. I've never even been on OnlyFans, but maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. Let's control everything. That's what you're saying. Control is good, but there's always a negative consequence to control. What are your thoughts on women now being allowed the morning after pill in the NHS? As I think we should be encouraging women to have more babies, not less. Labor loves conception, abortion. I'm against it. Why should I pay for you to have an abortion? And that's what the NHS is doing. They're taking our money, your money, through taxes. I'm against it. He's overrunning the capacity of the laptop, Kermit, and it's glitching and buffering all over the place. Never mind the search, which doesn't matter because he's demonetized anyway. Thank you, Judels, for explaining that. It might be true. It's an old computer. How old is this computer? It could be like 12 years old. It's not an abortion. No, it isn't an abortion. But it's like, it's a form of birth control. I'm against the state supplying birth control. You want to pay for your own birth control, you do that. But I don't think the state should take tax money to pay for birth control. And these pills are so inexpensive now, aren't they? They used to be like 25 pounds. I don't know. They are promoting abortions, Lewis. It's promoting murder. Let's put a period in there, Alex. I mean, I don't want to tell women what they can and cannot do. I don't want anybody to tell me what I can and cannot do. I just don't want to have to pay for it. If you want to cut off your pee-pee, it should not be at an NHS hospital. If you want to have your breasts removed, it should not be at an NHS hospital. No money should go to that. Is that crazy? Okay, so you want to pay for more welfare for single mothers. No, I don't. We shouldn't pay for welfare for single mothers. Let them be broke and let their families pay for them. And then the next generation won't have babies. This is how you prevent babies, Lucy. is you stop paying for all the benefits. You don't give people homes because they have children, because they've kicked the husband out of the house or the father out of the house. You don't send him money. It's like in America, all these money on food stamps. They're getting £1,500, $1,500 a month or more on food stamps. More women need to have babies, says Tiger Fang. That is why I'd be against OnlyFans. They just degrade themselves on there instead of having healthy relationships with a man. Same for men on OnlyFans. Yes, it's degrading, but people need to learn this lesson themselves. But this is what I believe. Do you believe they can't learn the lesson themselves? Remember yesterday when you said Muslims will ban women from having birth control and abortions and make them not work, Lewis. That literally what you believe. They will do that. I'm not against birth control pills. I just don't think they should be paid for by the state. If you're a woman and you get pregnant, you should be able to buy a birth control device or pay for, how is that inconsistent, Joodles? Yeah, I explained it, Lucy. But I'd give my left arm, the Welsh part of me, says MC Scott, to have a go with a pretty amputee lady. That's a bit, I should have read that before I read that. We know who he is already, Lucy. What are you saying? What are you saying about what I am? I'm a libertarian. I think people should not be told they cannot have an abortion. I think people should not be told they cannot have birth control. But I don't think that the state, the NHS, which is paid for by your money and my money, everybody's money, should pay for that. They shouldn't pay for abortions. They shouldn't pay for birth control. That stuff. They shouldn't pay for children to be castrated or any of that stuff. But they also believe in stonings, FGM, and honor killings. There have been cases here in the U.S. of parents trying to do honor killings. Yeah. There you go. I just got a new subscriber. Thank you very much. That's brilliant. From Dreamcast WFC. There's some things the state should prevent from happening. Honor killings is one of those things. It's once a baby is born, the state should protect the baby from being killed. Whatever the age, the state should be against murder. I believe that. I'm not a complete libertarian. I think it's part of our culture, Lucy, not saying it's the greatest thing in the world, but it plays its part and is actually better for everyone as a whole compared to paying for other things. What is a part of our culture, Keith Bexley? Amputee porn is more harmless. Okay, surely. That's a joke. You're making a joke, Lucy, because I think I got the joke. I think it was funny. How much national insurance do you pay in the last 12 months, Lewis? Are you trying to embarrass me? I don't even remember. I've been really bad. I've been in a mentally depressed state for the last 12 months. I haven't opened my mail. I haven't paid so many things, and I need to pay. I haven't paid my taxes. I haven't made enough money to pay taxes. Women get pregnant that is not true, Alex. They don't get pregnant to abort. Maybe they don't think it's such a big deal. Maybe they don't think, maybe that's what it is, but I don't think that they do. Maybe a couple that do. They're crazy people who cut their schwinkles off or their bazoomies off. People do crazy things. So how could you cut your winkle off? But they do. So to say there's nobody who gets pregnant to have an abortion, we cannot be sure about that. But I don't think it's as common as you think it is. Okay, Del Boy has a controversial view. I used to see that too. That was like shocking. I've had a controversial view. If a woman can't afford to take care of her own baby, either relinquish said baby to the father or to other family members, or give said babies to a couple who can take care of the baby. You wrote can't, but can't. Yeah, I mean, but but you're forcing a woman to have to not have an abortion. It's her. It's. I mean, it's in her body. I'm very loose about that. Somebody's mentioned Miriam Elia, and can I just tell you something about that woman? I love that woman. That is one of the nicest people, and I get such a warm feeling from her. A warm feeling from her. She was on Frastus Force's YouTube show this week, Lewis. Yes, I didn't see her, but I really like Miriam so much. Did you know that about me? I'd rather our tax money was spent supporting single mothers than on foreign aid. No, because it promotes single mothers. Why should the federal, which we don't have a federal government, why should the national government support this? It's an interesting question. It's an interesting question. Should the state support abortion, birth control, ban porn? This is the interesting question of today's show. This is the interesting question. I think I just repeated Ruben's joke. Apologies. What was the joke that you repeated? Thank you, Shanks, for mentioning Miriam. Every time I think about her, I smile. Also, I find it ironic when lesbians with blue hair who scream about how oppressed they are for not being able to have an abortion up to including 36 weeks. I think of myself, you are a lesbian, though. Yeah, well, Y-O-U-R. Remember the apostrophe. Okay, so we've had this. If you want to continue this, what did we learn from this? Everybody make a point. Why is the chat so large? Is it so Lewis can pretend his eye exercise are working? Is it too large? It doesn't seem that large to me. But if Kermit says it's too large, I will make it a bit smaller. So we're going to say goodbye to everybody. We've had 90 minutes of this chat. Again, I think this chat has developed into a very, wait, this is not right. We don't want a chat delay at all. We want a font size to be smaller. How about that? Some people don't think of abortion as that major. They don't. And some people think, I know myself when I lost a baby, that it was way more horrible than I thought it was going to be. And maybe separating from the mother is never the answer, says Lucy. That's also never the answer. Never the answer. But you don't give a single mother, the government should stay out of it. Okay, so I'm going to say goodbye to everybody. If anybody would like to say anything here before we leave, we've been on here for 90 days. Sometimes I'm against adoption, really, by strangers. I think that's dangerous. Anyway, we can discuss that later. I'm going to say goodbye to everybody. I'm going to thank all the people here. I think this has been one of our best streams. It developed into something educated, passionate. You all had different opinions from each other and from me. Okay? Pornography is encouraged from me. And I really appreciate it. I love hearing what Lucy Van Pelt has to say, and Judels has to say, and Leanne has to say, the women. And I appreciate what the guys have to say. And I appreciate you appreciating what I have to say. Okay? I'm going to mention everybody's name, or try to. Okay? Tiger Fang's messages never show. Well, I'm able to read Tiger Fang's messages. I see his message here. Nice show again. I don't know. Where is it? Where is it there? It says live chat. I don't know. Well, it says it on the top there. I read his messages. So let's just say goodbye to everybody. Before we say, don't hang up right now. go to Discord afterwards if we want to have a chat about this. We can have a chat in Discord. I'm a little bit wired after the show. It's a bit like work doing this. It's 90 minutes of like focusing, but Del Boy Trotter really knows how to use the chat. So his point is a bit bigger. So there you go. So Shanks was here, and thank you, MC Scott, and Andrew Rubin, and Mr. Cuff Steve was there. Joodles, Lucy, Keith Bexley. We were up over 30, almost 35 people in today's show. That's a lot of people on a late night on a Sunday, which I really appreciate. My uncle had mags under his bed. Me and my cousin used to sneak them out and read them. Yes. We all had magazines. This is before it was so easy for the porn. There you go. I remember yesterday when you said, yes, I did say that, but I didn't say we should interfere. I think there should be freedom. I believe in freedom, but I don't believe in honor killings. Okay. Joodles, thank you again. Always thank Joodles. Shanks, so thank you for coming in. Kermit, really good to see you. Alex, really, really good. Tulipa comes in. Remember, the show starts at 10:30, Tulipa, but thank you very much for coming. That's you for coming. Okay, see you tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Make sure you just do the thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe. We had one Dreamcast WFC subscribed, which is great. Tommy Steele subscribed, which is great. Maybe you can make a contribution too. I don't ask for much, but a contribution. One contribution is like the price of a coffee. I was in the shop today. A Starbucks coffee is £3.20 not even in the shop, cold on the wall there. But thank you very much. Yes, 5:30 tomorrow. That's right, 5:30 tomorrow, because we've got the other show. Why don't you watch my show? Yeah, my sebaceous cyst. What about my sebaceous cyst? I had a sebaceous cyst. Do you want to see it? It's like a hole. I got a hole in my back. Peace out, Lewis. Birdseye was here. Thank you, Birdseye. We'll see you tomorrow at 5:30. 5:30 tomorrow. I'm going to stay on the stream's going to be on, but my image is going to disappear. So you can talk to yourselves on the chat. Okay? So we'll see you tomorrow at 5:30. Go to Discord. Go to Discord. What about it? It was important to me. It was one of those painful things I've ever had done to myself, is had that thing removed. It was so painful. It lasted weeks. It was a dead pain. Is there anybody who I've forgotten to mention you a name? Anybody that I've forgotten? Anybody I've forgotten? MJ Tigerfang, thank you for being here. I hope I've mentioned everybody. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow at 5:30.